So we'll start with an opening comment from Coach Golden.
Is this on?
Yeah.
Yeah? You guys can hear me okay? It's an incredible moment. Just an incredible moment. Something that we've been working for, like we've talked about a lot since June 15th. And it's one thing to kind of strive for it. It's another thing to actually accomplish it. And we made history. And that's something that I'll be super proud of for the rest of my life. And, to be able to lead this program with these special young men next to me. And we're not here without either of them. And just incredibly proud of what we've been able to do and accomplish together. And the Dons are dancing for the first time since 1982.
We'll start with questions for student athletes in the room.
Yeah, Jamari, can you just talk about you're in the tournament now? So now what? Are you just happy to be here, or are you guys pretty determined to play a little while?
I'd say we're definitely happy to be here, but we want to be in the tournament to win games as well. I don't think this is the end of our journey, I guess, but I think going into this tournament, we want to win games as much as possible and hopefully get to a Sweet 16 or something like that.
Khalil, you guys had kind of known that you guys were probably going to be in the field for a while, but what were those emotions like when you guys saw your name in the bracket and were in?
I mean, it's unexplainable. Like, just seeing our name up there, like, it's something I always dreamed about. I'm sure something Coach TG and JB's dreamed about, people on our team, the community, everybody. So just, like, really seeing it come, like, in reality is just, it's unexplainable. And, like, I'm still in shock. Like, my hands are shaking, like, my heart's beating fast. Like, it's crazy. So I'm just really happy that we got it done, but we're not finished.
I got to follow up just because I tend to bellow. Sorry. But how nerve-wracking was it to just watch region after region after region? Last 4 teams left, and then boom, it finally pops up.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking. For sure, we was all up there sweating and all that stuff, but I wouldn't want it to happen any other way. Just coming right at the end it makes our story so much better.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Janie on Zoom.
You guys really realize that when you guys got selected, you weren't even born the last time these guys were in this tournament?
Literally.
Is that hard to fathom?
Definitely. I think it's definitely hard to fathom. I think when you think about it and you, like you said, you dream about it all the time as a kid and you never really know if you're going to get there or not. But now that we're here and our names are up there and the little tournament bracket thing is just something that's a crazy achievement, and we're beyond proud of us, of our team, and especially this guy right here. He led us this way, and we go as he goes.
And as outgoing seniors, the standard now is going to follow you guys because of what you got accomplished. Do you guys think about that at all?
Absolutely. I think the standard will definitely follow, and I think as the years go on at USF, this program will be a better program since the way we left it, and what's in his hands. Sorry, I think it's the sky's the limit for sure.
As a kid, you guys dream about these moments?
Literally.
Making it to these tournaments?
For sure. I think when I was in high school, when March Madness started, our teachers would always put the games on, and we'd have like a day of just no classes and watching all the games. So now that I'm going to be playing it, and probably all my high school kids that are there now are going to be watching me, it's definitely crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
Hi guys, it's Janie McCauley from Associated
nice.
Press. Congratulations, and sorry I'm not there in person. How much has Coach Golden's culture just made this extra special to play for him, and how much care he has for each one of you, and just every day you want to work for this guy and this staff, and all the close-knit relationship you guys have as a team is pretty obvious.
I think, I think the biggest thing, even when it comes to the way Coach recruits, he just wants to bring in like just good quality, genuine guys, and that's something that we preach every day when it comes to practice, games, or whatever the case may be. So we're just having like the amount of love that goes between the coaches and the players. It's just something that we can't really explain. You just kind of like have to be in it. But Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like his resume speaks for itself. He's been the head coach for 3 years, and we're dancing. So there's not really much I have to say about that. But yeah, man, I'm sure I can speak for JB when I say that we wouldn't want no other coach and no other coaching staff that we have since we've been here. So that says a lot.
Since I can't see you, can you tell me who that was speaking? I'm sorry.
Khalil Shabazz.
Thank you. Thank you. And I don't know if anybody else wants to answer on that one.
Jamari.
I can answer. Yeah, I think Coach Golden does his best to give it his all every day, whether it's practice, games, off the court stuff as well. I think we basically owe it to him to do the same as well. So I think all of our team is basically just putting our best foot forwards and our best effort every time because we know that he'll do the same for us.
Thanks, you guys. Congrats.
And Jamari, you touched on it a little bit in your speech before the game, but the fan support here was incredible. I mean, when you're a freshman, there might not have been that many people at actual games. So to have that many people here today supporting you guys, what did that mean?
It means the world. You know, I came here 5 years ago, and the fan support wasn't the best, but it was against fan support, I guess. But like Khalil said, he kind of mentioned that the Gonzaga game, people were standing on the rails and screaming, and it was basically sold out. So to see that change from 5 years now is just a crazy accomplishment, and it's just a crazy environment now. I expect fans to be there more often, whether I'm gone or he's gone. I think the fans should definitely support the basketball program more.
Hey, Khalil, I mean, with him just sitting right next to you, what's the one big thing that Coach Golden demands? Because you're not getting anything by him. He played.
Yes, sir. I think he just demands, like JB said, your best foot. You know, you may not always make shots, you may not always run the play the right way or whatever the case may be, but as long as you give it your all and show that you're, you know, giving your best effort, then that's really all you can really ask from somebody, especially when it comes to basketball. So I think that's the only thing he really demands, and for the most part, he lets us be ourselves and have the freedom to just be who we are. So as long as we're just putting our best foot forward and just trying our hardest, then I'm sure he's happy and satisfied.
What is your reaction to being matched up with Murray State? What will it take to win that game?
We're gonna watch the film on them. You know, they're not in our conference. We haven't seen them all year, so we're gonna watch the film, do our homework, do whatever we got to do. But at the end of the day, the same message that we've been having all year: just focus on us and control what we can control. We can control how hard we play. We can control how we play as a team, things like that. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who we face in this tournament. It's just a matter of us being ourselves.
On that note, what makes you guys dangerous in the tournament?
I think our guard play. We're a good defensive team. We play well together. We have chemistry. We have great coaching staff. We have a great bench who gives us energy. We have the city of San Francisco behind us. So all those things kind of meshed into one pot makes us a pretty dangerous team.
Jamari Khalil, how much has Vladimir just kind of put everything in perspective these weeks? I talked to him the night of the Gonzaga game and just, you know, kind of kept you guys grounded, so to speak. There's basketball, but there's a lot of life happening right now, and it's affected his family.
I think we call him Vova. So I think Vova knows that our team is behind him in every situation that he's in, and I think it's a very important situation to support him and his family and everything that's going on in the world right now. And it's a credit to him for showing up every day for basketball practice and giving it his all while he has other things going on. But we support him in every aspect, and we just want the best for his family and the situation.
That was Jamari Bouye. Go ahead, Khalil. If you like.
Yeah, like piggybacking off what JB said, he's going through a tough time with his family and stuff like that, and a lot was going on back home. So I think just us being there for him and just knowing that he has our support regardless of what's happening or how his day's going has been helping him a lot. And, you know, with us accomplishing stuff like that, not to say it takes his mind off of it, but just knowing that there's some good going on in his life, definitely, I'm sure it makes him feel so much better. We all have stuff going on with our family, every day or whatever the case may be. We have stuff going on at home, but it's not every day that we go through a situation that he's going through. So I think it's less of us trying to like feel for him and just be there for him as brothers and just let him know that he has our support.
Hey, Khalil, when you guys are out, whether it's practice, coming out of a timeout, when you guys huddle up and kind of raise arms and touch fists, what do you say and what does it mean?
We just say Don's on 3, and like this school's been through a lot in terms of like being successful and when it comes to basketball, like in the past, and I think with me, JB, and Coach T, we're just trying to change the tradition and get it back to where it was a long time ago. So I think when it comes to us being together and saying Dons and saying our little mantra thing that we say after we win games, I think it's just bringing us closer together and trying to change the history here and just make more history, be more legendary, and just get this thing back to where it was a long time ago. So it's just us being a family and just knowing that every time we step on the court, just give it our all and just show what it means to be a Don. And that's what the fans get when they watch us play.
Khalil, I asked Jamari about the importance of winning a game in this tournament. If you were to do that, you may have noticed that you would be probably playing Kentucky in the second round.
Yeah.
Is that kind of mind-blowing to know that you might have the chance to play against one of the real blue bloods?
Not really. For the most part, we play against the number 1 team in the country every year. So, yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool to say that we played Kentucky or we played wherever when we're older and stuff like that. But like I said, we're just focused on whoever's in front of us, and we're going to treat them like every opponent that we have been the whole year and ever since I've been at USF and ever since I've been playing basketball. So, yeah.
Any more questions for the student athletes?
I got one for Khalil. Hey, man, the lid. Is it a look or is it a style? And does it add to the swagger?
The hat?
Yeah.
Oh, this is invite only. This is one of my best friend's brand. So you guys can, go get that if you guys need it. But nah, I mean, just me being myself. I wear crazy stuff all the time. I like bright colors and stuff like that. I like shoes, stuff like that. So, yeah, just kind of just being myself. Great question.
All right, JB and Khalil, thank you. You guys are good to go.
How do you go about networking to find out about Murray State? Call people who know them, or how do you do it?
You know what? Scouting and game planning is one of the things that, I think our staff does just about as well as anybody in the country. And so I have my video guys right now downloading the last 5 or 6 games that Murray's played. I know they played Auburn early in the year, so I'll call my former boss and my buddies over there to see what they have. But we're just going to dive in. We're going to get some food here in a little bit, celebrate for another hour or so, and then be in the office probably till about midnight, trying to get a good understanding for how these guys play and what they like to do. But, that's part of the process that we enjoy so much, and is trying to find ways to game plan and to strategize. So we'll try to get some help if we can, but it'll mostly be about us and our staff kind of building our game plan.
If you were to describe your team in a sentence or two, what has made you guys click? What's made it work this year?
We've been incredibly consistent, really from start to finish. We've obviously winning 24 games, you have to be consistent to do that. And for people that don't really know a lot about our personnel, obviously with Jamari and Khalil, I feel like we have a backcourt that we could put against anybody in America. They're the type, each guy can score 25 in a game, 30 in a game. And, you look at March Madness tournaments in the past and you see a team go on a little bit of a run. A lot of the time that's because they have a really good backcourt, especially a veteran backcourt. And our guys have proven that they can play with and outperform really anybody in the country. So to have those two guys, along with our front court depth and our perimeter shooting, I feel like we're the type of team that can make a run.
Coach, were there any nerves when you got down to those last 4 teams and your guy's name wasn't there? Were you at all worried?
Absolutely. I felt really good about our chances going into the show. we study that stuff pretty hard and felt like we put ourselves in a really good spot. And we were in 100 out of 100 brackets on bracketmatrix.com this morning, which is kind of a collective site of different bracketologists across the country. But we thought we were going to be a 9 most likely. And so when we had gotten through all 4 possibilities of that and hadn't seen our name, then we got into the 4th bracket. Yeah, I mean, just human nature took over a little bit. I was like, there's no way CBS sent cameras out here to watch us not get in, right? And so it was stressful, and it was still a pretty surreal moment once we finally saw it come across, and it was a huge relief before a lot of excitement.
And
go ahead, Kellen.
And Murray State, they're another mid-major team. They've only lost 2 games all year. Do you have any initial thoughts on the matchup?
I know they're good. I know they're really good. I don't care what league you're playing in. You only lose 2 games all year. You have a really good team. I have a lot of respect for Coach McMahon, the guy that runs their program. You're going to obviously face a really good team in the first round. I think this is a team, from the OVC that's obviously won a lot. They understand how to win. And to be honest, I don't know much about their personnel. This is kind of the one team in that realm of 7, 8, 9, 10s that I just haven't seen a lot this year. So we're going to have to dive in and get a really good feel for them. But, they're always really athletic. They always play really pressured defense. I know they have some good guards this year and one really good guy inside. So we're going to have to kind of dig in on those guys a little bit. But super tough matchup, but a great matchup at the same time. And we're just excited to be in.
What did it mean to you, just as a coach, to see your players in the moments after the announcement, jumping around, dancing, celebrating, the emotion from them after all you've seen them put into this season?
Yeah, it was a prideful moment for me. We put a lot of time and effort and energy into this. And like I said before the show, a lot of guys individually had to sacrifice a lot this year from a personnel standpoint, take on roles that they didn't want, but they knew would be the best for the team. And that's just hard to do, especially nowadays, for 18 to 22, 23-year-old young men to be unselfish and to hold themselves accountable that way for the course of really almost 6, 7 months from when we started is something that I'll be incredibly proud of for the rest of my life. This is not easy to do. I don't think an at-large team from the WCC outside of Gonzaga, BYU, and St. Mary's since 2002, maybe Pepperdine, something like that. It's we knew how difficult the challenge was going to be when we started it, all through it, and even till a minute before we got announced. And so to get rewarded that way, it means everything. And I'm just really happy for our student athletes because they were the ones, and our staff from the start, bought in, sacrificed, and even with doing all those things, there's no guarantee it's going to work out, right? And that's what I'm super happy about is that they got rewarded for all that.
One follow-up, you mentioned being happy for the student athletes and your staff. I noticed your son was out there with you, jumping around as well. What does it mean to have your family here for this moment? And I'm sure they've also made a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, my wife, Megan, is amazing, and she's the real MVP. She's the one that allows us to work so hard and allow me the opportunity to put the time in. And I know she's enjoying this as much as I am, which is even more enjoyable. And Jake and Maddie, my 2 kids. Jake's he doesn't know how good he has it. He's 5.5, and he gets to be around these guys all the time. They treat him like a little brother. And I just know 10, 15 years down the line, as he gets older and matures, he's going to understand, be able to look back and understand, the way that Jamari Khalil treated him and the way that Khalil Shabazz and the rest of the student athletes treated him was super special and unique, and I'm glad that I'm able to provide this opportunity for him, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure he doesn't get spoiled being in these moments this week. But just as a father and a husband, it means a lot.
The support for this program has really swelled, especially from the number of students that have turned out this year. Just anything to say about how that's kind of evolved with the growth of the program in the last few years?
Yeah, our support on campus this year, specifically from the student body, has been incredible, like incredible. Not just good, not great, incredible. And we made a concerted effort as a program in the fall to drum up student support. We did a really cool not Midnight Madness, but a preseason deal, and we got a really big turnout. And we felt like if we did a good job, not only on the court but also engaging with the students throughout the year, that we would continue to get that support. And for everyone that was at the Gonzaga game, we had close to 1,000 students there. And even in previous years when we've had good teams, like we haven't gotten anything close to that. And it speaks to the community, it speaks to the students and their willingness to support their peers, as well as the effort that our student athletes have put out in terms of trying to go out and get these people on board. And it's just exciting. It's exciting, and it's what you would hope for having a successful team. But our regular students should get a lot of credit. And I know myself and our team, we're just really grateful for the way they've supported us all year.
Coach, this is actually a question for Vern. How long are you going to take answering all those tweets that keep blowing up your phone congratulating you? Start getting to work.
I'll look at them. I won't reply to any of them, and try to keep a little low profile before I get back in the dungeon, you know?
That's for you, Vern.
That's out of my playbook. Yeah, it is.
Starting tomorrow, what are you going to focus on practice before the tournament?
It's this game's going to come quick. That's the thing that I remember from my experience as a student athlete. We played on Thursday both times, and it's really hard to focus, and it's really hard to make sure you get something out of these next two practices. And I think for us, it's going to be incredibly important for us, giving ourselves the best chance to win. I don't even know when we're leaving yet, but we have to have an elite practice tomorrow. Like, that's going to be the message to the guys from the time we get in the locker room is, hey, all this stuff's cool. I want you to enjoy the moment, but at the same time, we want to extend this thing out. We don't want to get to Thursday at 2 p.m. after our game and be getting ready to get back on a plane to come home. So, the focus will be, as Khalil mentioned, like we won't change a lot in the way we prepare. Obviously, we'll change in terms of our scouting and the way we plan to attack Murray. But our preparation is generally the same. In the week of a game, we don't play till Thursday, which is similar to our conference schedule. So we'll have a really, really good practice tomorrow. Hopefully, we don't leave till Tuesday morning or something like that. But we got to get better. We got to get better these next 2 days to give ourselves the best chance on Thursday. Thank you.
Sorry I'm not there physically. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, you mentioned just a minute ago just sort of the resiliency and unselfish nature that as guys have taken on some roles that weren't what they wanted perhaps, or just adjusting to different rotations. Will you give a couple specific examples of that and just maybe how proud you are of the group for everyone adapting when you needed that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you, Janie. Two guys that come to mind specifically. Number one is Dmitry Rivny. He's a young man that started for us last year and was second team all conference. And unfortunately for him and for us, he had a really bad foot injury in the summer where he was basically out 3.5, 4 months, didn't get back on the court to practice until a week before our first game. And it just put him in a really, really tough position where he was trying to not only get back into playing shape but get healthy at the same time. And we just have some really good players, and guys like Julian and Gabe stepped up, and he just never really got the opportunity to kind of earn his playing time back in the regard he wanted. And it would have been very easy for Dima to whine and complain and be upset with me or his teammates about his role. And to his credit, even though it was really hard to do, he swallowed his pride and always had a good attitude and put the team in front of himself. And he's one guy, that I really think about when it comes to that, as well as Josh. Josh Coonan, he still plays a lot for us, but Josh started most every game his first 2 years here on the Hilltop for us. And, I told him even after last year, I said, listen, man, we got to get better. And when we get back together as a team, whether it be in the summer or the fall, I expect you to attack it the right way. And we were fortunate enough to bring in some really talented front court players. And Josh was comfortable coming off the bench, even though he'd been here for 2 years while other guys were just walking in, and never changed. And, again, it's really hard to expect 18 to 22-year-old guys to understand that. Both those guys have been phenomenal that way, and all the other guys as well. But those two stick out to me as guys that, you know, continue to put the team first when it wasn't perfect for them.
Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Coach Golden?
Good. Thank you guys so much.